And it's
We are on air.
live! Welcome, everybody. Thank you
Let's
for
get it
watching.
started.
Hey guys.
So,
Hi.
hi. Let me first of all introduce all the polyglot first. So first of all, we have Richard Simcott. Hi, Richard.
Hello, hello.
Can you quickly say a little bit about yourself and what you're doing right now? Like, I mean, not what you're doing right now, but
Yeah, actually, I've just got back from Warsaw, the Polyglot workshops,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Latvia at the moment. Actually doing my Add1Challenge and trying to improve my Latvian.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm working full on now for the Polyglot conference in New York in October. So that's pretty
Awesome.
much what I'm doing.
Cool. All right. So and then we have Alex.
Hello.
Alex Rawlings. What's up?
Not much, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing great. So quickly introduce yourself.
Sure. So I was named Britain's most multilingual student in 2012 in a competition by HarperCollins after being tested for fluency in 11 languages. I now live in Budapest, where I'm studying Hungarian, my 15th language, and I also work with Richard on the Polyglot conferences and the Polyglot workshops.
Nice. Okay, cool. So next we have Olly, Richard. Go ahead, Olly.
Hey guys, good to see you here. I can only actually see some of you, but I'm sure there's more of you watching. So yeah, so my name's Olly. I run a blog called I will teach you a language.com. I'm currently learning Arabic, which is my 8th language, and I'm living in, well, I'm kind of halfway between Egypt and London. I'm in London right now, working hard to do a whole bunch of things, not least of which to organize a workshop that's coming up in a couple of weeks, which we'll tell you more about later, I'm sure.
Cool. All right. So now let me quickly tell you guys what the Add1Challenge is about if you don't know what the Add1Challenge is about. So the Add1Challenge is about language learners around the world getting together, aiming for the goal of to be able to hold a 15-minute conversation in 90 days. So 15-minute conversation in 90 days. And at the end of the Add1Challenge, we'll go through 3 rounds of what do you call this? 3 rounds of process of to pick out the 3
Voting.
finalists. Yes. Procedure, or what do you call it again?
Voting.
Street fight.
3 rounds of voting.
Voting. 3 rounds of voting. So then we have 3 finalists. This is what we're doing right now. 3 finalists and 1 winner get a free round trip ticket to the target country where they're learning the target language, and that is why we are here. So. Yeah, exciting. So now let's quickly let's just get the name and where you from and where you at right now for the contestants, for the finalists. Raza, you want to go first?
My name is Riza. I'm from India and I've been living in Saudi Arabia. My target language is Chinese Mandarin and
Thank
I've
you.
been studying it for the past 6 months.
Cool. All right, Nikki.
I'm Nikki. I'm from England, but I've been living in Albania for the last 22 years. And I'm learning Kurmanji. I'm learning Kurmanji Kurdish.
Awesome. Thank you, Nikki. All right, Dan.
Hi there, I'm Dan. I'm from Canada, and I've been studying Spanish since the beginning of Add1Challenge.
Awesome. So we
I
got
love your
people
bookshelf,
from.
Across
I
the
read a
globe.
lot.
We got lots of books.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now we are going to discuss a language learning topic, and it's a question asked by one of the 3 finalists. The question is, they only have to stay motivated for 90 days. How do you stay motivated for years like you guys do? So can each of you guys share? Why don't Ollie go first?
Okay. Well, first of all, let me say that it's certainly not the case that I'm always massively motivated all the time and I'm just a champion of motivation and I never get demotivated. That doesn't happen at all. I'm like this just as much as everybody else. But I think that, you know, one of the defining characteristics of people that learn lots of languages is that they do stick at it And eventually, you know, if you put the work in, and after enough time, it's very difficult not to acquire new languages. I think for me, the thing that I'm always very clear about is my why. I have a very clear why for learning a language, and this helps me to stay motivated, because if you know exactly why you're learning a language, it's much easier to then make progress in that area. So, for example, at the moment, I'm learning Egyptian Arabic because I've been living in Egypt, and I have one goal, which is not to read the Quran or to read newspapers or write postcards. It's to speak with my friends. The only thing I really care about is being able to speak to my friends in Egyptian Arabic. And so all I really need to do to make progress towards my goal is become slightly better at conversational Arabic, you know, every week. If I get a little bit better at that every week, then I feel progress, and when I feel progress, that keeps me motivated. So my motivation for learning the various languages comes and goes, but I'm always extremely clear what I want, and I go after that one thing, and I ignore everything else, and that helps me move towards my goal and stay motivated for as long as I need to.
Got it. Cool. Thank you, Ollie. All right, Alex?
Yeah, I agree with what Ollie said 100% in that, you know, we don't all stay motivated all the time. I think that's just part of being human, really. And we all have things that we have to do in our lives, things that we're not necessarily in control of, and these things can get in the way and sometimes make us feel like we've been knocked off course. But the reality is that it's very easy to get back on course. It's very easy to kind of go back to learning languages at any point and really make good progress that will make you feel like you can learn languages and you can get there. But the question about, you know, how do we keep this going for months or even years, I mean, really, it doesn't have to be like that. So let's say we've got through the first goal right now, which is 90 days. Let's think about the next 90 days. Set a new challenge for that. Set a new barrier. Then once we've got that, we'll think about the 90 days after that. It's possible to, if possible, the best thing to do is just to break this down into small chunks, into small steps. Like, you know, even this week, this is what I want to do. Next week, this is what I want to do. And that is much more manageable and much more palatable for someone learning languages than saying, I want to do this in the next few years. Yeah. So that's how I motivate myself, and really, you know, step by step, little by little. You know, there's a nice expression in Greek, bean by bean the bag fills up, you know, and I think with language learning that really is what happens.
Bean by bean the bag fills up. That's right. Cool.
Fasuli γεμίζει το σακούλι.
Awesome. All right, Richard.
Okay, fasuli είμαι, I'm a bean. Or so, yeah, I'd say you know, all the things that they're saying sound right to me. I would add that for me, really, it's not something about motivation anymore. It's just become a way of life, and I think the challenges are a really good tool for you to set yourself goals that you see, and then for that to become part of your life. It's kind of like when you diet. You know, if you've got lots of weight to lose, you find new foods to eat and you start eating them, and your life revolves around your new way of living. So in order to keep the weight off, you need to keep to the new foods, and it's kind of the same with languages. Your life then adapts to this new routine for languages. So that's what I'd say. I just need to work on the diet now.
I was going to ask you that. How's your diet going? All right. That's great. Thank you for all your input. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get to know the three finalists a little bit more. So we want to know why you took on the language that you took on, and what kept you motivated at Add1Challenge, and what's the biggest thing you learned out of Add1Challenge in the last 90 days. Why don't we go Dan first this time?
Hi. Yeah. So I don't know. Somewhere back in February, there was a family event. My brother and all the kids were over, and I had been studying Japanese a little bit on and off, and massively failing at it. And I think my mom said, "Dan, say something in Japanese to your nephews," and I did, and I learned there that they were studying Spanish, and I thought, oh, I don't know Spanish, I should learn Spanish, and that was purely the only thought I gave into why I decided to study Spanish. That and travel, which is always, I suppose, a motivator. Um, but yeah, did you want us to talk about how we went through the challenge to this point,
Just
or just
quickly,
how we started?
just say all you need to. Why don't we just share what's the biggest thing you got out of the Add1 challenge? I think that's it.
Well, I think the biggest thing I got was that my starting reasons were a little bit sketchy, and over the course of 90 days, I really grew to love talking to people in Spanish-speaking countries, and I really love the music, and that putting a routine, which kind of what it was, because I was trying to study 7 days a week. Isn't very hard to find a pattern where you can do things that are fun to keep you motivated into learning.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Nikki? Unmute yourself.
Yep.
So why did you take on Chumaji?
That is a long story. In 1991, during the war with Iraq, we saw on television Kurds who were so desperate, they were fighting each other for the food supplies which were being dropped to them. I also heard about some of the problems of Kurds in Turkey, Kurdish language forbidden. Summer pastures have become military territory, so don't go there or you get shot. And the Kurdish nationality didn't officially exist. They were known as Mountain Turks. So I started praying for Kurds. And then a few years ago, some friends invited me to visit them in Iraqi Kurdistan. The visit didn't come off, but I tried to learn Kurmanji and failed miserably. And then in January, I was down with flu, didn't feel like work, so I explored Benny Lewis's Fluent in 3 months, and thought, I wonder if this would work with Kurmanji. And I don't expect to be fluent in 3 months, but after 6 months, I hope I may be able to talk with hands and feet and Tarzan Kurmanji, which I, in fact, have achieved in 5 months. So I started, and I'd reached a plateau because everything's very slow with Kurmanji. And lo and behold, Benny was on one of these Add1Challenge hangouts. And I thought, this looks good. So I joined Add1Challenge 7 and found it was very good. I was very much a beginner still when I began it. Everything's much slower with Kurmanji. No teachers, 5 months without a teacher. Not many good books, and certainly not then available to me. My Kurmanji was so bad that people didn't want to talk to me on Skype. Hence I came to Kurdistan. But we got there in the end.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Thank you for sharing why you learned Kurmanji. Okay, cool. That's that. Hello? Uh-oh. Where'd he go?
Looks like it might be frozen.
I see a black screen. What do you guys see?
Hello.
Hello. You disappeared for a second. Are you still here? Can you hear us? Okay. All right. So I guess we will not. Well, okay. Why don't we just all right. Why don't we do this? Olly, Richard, or Alex, is there any comments that you'd like to give to any of the contestants? like watching the videos?
Yeah, I'd like to say a couple of words. I think that all three of you have done such a great job. I mean, just watching how you were getting on in the very beginning, even though I've got to be honest, obviously, no, I don't speak all three of those languages at this time, but I was really super impressed with just the fluency and the way the progress you'd made during the time. So, all the way from the very beginning to the very final video, particularly, you see that difference, and it just applauds you for sticking with it and for doing such a great job.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, and I mean, I would echo exactly what Richard says, but also, I mean, every one of you have had some very clear, demonstrable improvements. The kind of things that you can't just turn on a tap and get those things. I mean, it only comes as a result of consistent practice. So it's very clear the benefit that the Add1 challenge has had for you. I mean, and as I was going through all the videos, I was making some notes. I mean, I just would like to point out a couple of things in particular. I mean, Nikki, I was amazed at how much more engaged you seemed at the end. From the first video to the second video, I mean, I know you were speaking on your own in the first video, but you were making lots of eye contact, really going out and properly communicating, and that level of engagement in the language was fantastic to see, especially when you've got no resources. Dan, I think I was really impressed by your accuracy at the end. After the 90 days, so much of what you were saying was really, really accurate. I often didn't pick up on any mistakes at all. So you've really learned a lot, and you've really kind of tuned in to the language, and that was really impressive. And then Riza as well with the improvement in your tones, especially, and your just level of fluency, the ease with which you were able to talk was, I mean, it's just great to see, and really impressive how you've all made those tangible improvements in only 90 days. So well done. I'm jealous.
Thanks, Ollie. Alex, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I think, all you guys should be really proud of yourselves, as well as especially everyone who's done the Add1 challenge, because you're really serving as an important example to people out there that you should be learning languages, that it's not necessarily as hard as you think at first, and that you can achieve these goals. I know it's not necessarily a very natural thing in the world to sit in front of a video camera and talk to yourself in a language that you don't know very well, and then know that at the end of it you're going to be speaking to someone for 15 minutes with potentially the whole world watching. It's pretty nerve-wracking, and I think when I was watching your videos I was really, really inspired for my own challenge that I'm doing, and I'm sure I'm not the only person who will really learn from your experiences. So thank you so much, guys, for putting yourselves out there and doing this.
All right. It's not that nerve-wracking, Alex. Don't scare them. All right, Raza, you back? Raza, can you hear us? Raza? Hello, I can see you. Can you hear us? Okay. Technical difficulties. So then I guess we'll move on to announcing the winner. Okay. Drum roll. So, before we announce the winner, I would like to say all three of you will get one entry of the Add1 challenge within next year, anytime you want. So you guys can join the Add1 challenge one more time if you like, and just let me know whenever you want to do it. And Olly, last time you sponsored for the last round, would you like to sponsor people from this round? What you offer?
Absolutely, I'll give them that. I'll give them everything. Happy to.
What's everything? Let's be clear. What?
Yes. Well. No. So I have a course. I have a video course that's called Language Learning Foundations. Excuse me, and it walks people through the exact strategies that I use when I'm learning a new language, and also comes with a bunch of really, really awesome bonus interviews, of which both Alex and Richard were involved in. So I'd be really happy to give away copies of that.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So now it's time to announce the winner. It was very hard to pick, but the Add1Challenge, the second time we're giving this away, the ultimate prize, it's going to be, drum roll. Oh, Nikki! Nikki, you won.
Yay!
Congratulations,
Yay.
Nikki.
Congratulations. Now, Nikki,
Congrats.
you're already in the country. You're already in the country, so you're not gonna get a round trip ticket going back to the same place and landing back in the same place. Okay? So
Okay.
what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you some cash. Okay?
Wow.
So I'm gonna give you $250, and you're just
Thank you
gonna
very much.
just
Buy
spend
another
it the
ticket.
way. Buy it. I don't know but do whatever you want to do it. I'm gonna give you some cash, and you deserved it. I want to say that you are really inspiring, and a lot of times I see your comments that you sometimes give yourself credit, and you're amazing. I just want to tell you that, Nikki. So thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and that's it. Anything you want to say, Nikki?
Yeah. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Brian, for organizing this. Thanks to the whole Add1Challenge community for your encouragement, and particularly to our mastermind team, plus adopted orphans, two of whom are on here tonight. And thank you, judges. Olly, we've been in some contact, and thanks for all your encouragement. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, Nikki. Thank you so much. All right. So now we are going to say, okay, well, I know that Alex, Olly, and Richard, you guys are all doing something in London pretty soon in July. Would you guys like to tell us a little bit about that? One of you?
Yeah, sure. So we're going to take the polyglot workshops to London
Yeah.
next month, and yeah, we're very excited about it. We're going to be delivering some workshops, one day each a day long, to teach our methods and teach from our experience of language learning to help people make the best progress in the shortest amount of time possible.
Cool.
You can find out more on the polyglotworkshops.com website.
All
Sign
right.
up there.
So you're gonna have one in London. So all three, Richard, Olly, and Alex, is going to be there. Cool. I've heard a lot of great things about it. So if you guys are interested, or you guys in London, go check out the website. All right, that's it. So if you like,
Coming up in a few weeks as well. It's only a couple of weeks away. Do you know the date of?
yeah. What are the dates?
18. I think it's is it the 18th and 19th of July?
18th and 19th of July in Russell Square, central of London.
Yeah. So if anyone's in the UK fancies coming and spending the day with us, it's a one-day long workshop. Then yeah, head over to polyglotworkshops.com and come and check us out. We'd love to see you there.
Cool. All right. So if you're interested in joining the Add1Challenge, learn a language with other awesome language learners around the world, and being able to hold a 15-minute conversation at the end and possibly win a ticket or some cash. So go to add1challenge.com. We're going to open one actually very soon, very soon, probably, yeah, very soon. So, and I look forward to reviewing your application, and that's it. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.
Cheers, Brian.
Thank you.
And well done, everybody.
Bye.
Well done. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh.